that's actually lower. So a lot of my water was going into that dipped area. So instead of drilling holes and letting it drain, I just filled it with biochar, and the worms went all over it. They went all through it. They were into it. So what I got from that was that the microbes were inoculated. All that biochar is being inoculated with the microbes from the leachate, and the worms are just going to it. So I started sprinkling like Parmesan cheese. It must be my Italian background. I do everything like Parmesan cheese. My amendments, whenever I feed my plants, it's always, less is more, So I just kind of do Parmesan. How much do you put? I said, I put Parmesan cheese. Yeah. Parmesan cheese?
But,
right.
do you recommend that we break it up more?
Break it up more?
Break up the
biochar. I'm using screen biochar that's down to a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
noticed that when
yeah, you just take the bag and run over your car, just to smash it up. It smashes up really easy, But it lasts a long time, and the castings are real good, real rich. Yeah, Jack.
What is the biochar?
Biochar is charcoal that has the oils cooked out of it at 800 degrees of pyrolysis. Basically, what you do is you get the oils out of it, and it creates like a reef for the microbes. All this fractal geometry. If you look under a microscope, just all this pore space, and the microbes, condominiums for microbes, And then it holds moisture in your soil. So the only thing is, you got to remember, biochar, you got to use it inoculated. You can't just put it out in your field uninoculated. So you want to, inoculate it with a compost or a bokashi or IMOs. Be really good. Steve Wilson's using a lot of it up at his farm. Swears by it. Steve, now you're using it in a fish compost you're making, right?
Right.
Can you just give us a few words on that?
Well, we have a pretty large compost pile up there.
Thanks, Steve. No.
What? Oh. Anyway, during the process of composting, we add the biochar right in the beginning, so that by the time the whole pile's done, you know that everything's been inoculated. And that's pretty much the easiest way to do it, because then you're not guessing about it. You've got 2 to 3 months of composting in there, and I mean 2 to 3 weeks will do the biochar. And the smaller particles are better because they still have the surface area, and that's really what you want with the biochar. And one thing that Vince didn't mention, when the making of the biochar, that process, there's no actual flame hitting the material that's becoming biochar.
There you have it. So it's the heat, it's the 800 degree heat, that is responsible for making it biochar. Okay. Susie?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, I wanted to say this in one of our other presentations when we were talking a lot about soil and why it has to be inoculated and to start this probiotic breakdown. I mean, the soil is just like our bodies, and this is the whole reason behind putting these fermented, cultured types of foods into your own body, because it's the same principles, the same science, the same biodiversity in our own bodies. So every time we're talking about soil, I'm always thinking, this is the same thing that's going on inside our own ecosystem.
Great segue, too, into Body and Soil Conference. We're going to be meeting with the county, our board's meeting with the county next Monday to see if we can marry our line item, Maui Aloha Aina's Association's line item from fiscal year last year to this year fiscal year, so we can actually have a Body and Soil Conference, maybe in October, up at Steve's farm. Okay? Everybody here going to come? And we'll have it. Irene, you preparing food already for that?
I'll help you.
Okay.